Namaste and welcome. Today I am reading a spontaneous response to an email. This email reads, I read your book, and I'm wondering how you are in relationships with others, with the opposite sex and with family. I find it hard to care about anybody. Thank you for your message and for your honesty. Relationships are a broad topic, and perhaps in another video I will speak more about romance. But today I feel a more general response about care and trust in relationships. Sometimes we naturally find that it is hard to care about others when we feel that our own needs have not been met. We may feel that we have not been acknowledged, understood, or cared for. We may even feel that we have been harmed or rejected. Even if this is the case, and we find it hard to care, we can choose first to forgive everything. From The Hidden Value of Not Knowing, page 28, we can be willing to experience for the sake of the unexperienceable. We can let caring come and go, but remain total with this radiant heat. Instead of asking to be loved, we can ask only for the love beneath all of life's shining. There are different pathways to forgiveness. The Buddha says, to understand everything is to forgive everything. When we feel misunderstood or rejected, we may choose to meet these feelings directly inside, to understand what they are made of. If these feelings appear, it is best to acknowledge them as you have already done, without trying to fight them or judge them. There is no need to push against them or decide if they are right or wrong. You cannot make yourself feel a certain way, and you cannot force yourself to care if at this moment you do not. Whether good or bad, right or wrong, these feelings simply exist in this moment as raw sensation. Raw feelings of sadness or anger or fear may simply exist without meaning or reason. When met with presence, they are met simply as a physical sensation within the body. They do not need to entangle into a greater meaning. If intense emotions entangle into meaning, they can quickly turn inwards into self-hate or outwards into aggression. The only appropriate and healthy place for any intense feeling is to turn it back into the innermost core of your being, the very source of presence itself. From page 103 and 104 of The Hidden Value of Not Knowing. True healing is not found by creating a stasis for our bodies and minds. It is the freedom from them. This most simple freedom then has the power to break through the complexity of other addictions, overturn thinking patterns, rewire emotions, and redraw our lives. This does not mean that our lives become pain-free or flatline calm, or even that we become super healthy people. It means that our inner vision is healed, by resolving it within its primary source. The return of attention to its source can be accomplished by taking all of our pain and personal intensity and funneling it back to where it arose from in the first place, instead of funneling it elsewhere, into relationships, work, or addiction. The only appropriate place for it is back to our innermost core. At the same time that we choose to do this exercise, we may also choose another pathway to forgiveness. This is the pathway of trust and surrender. We may long to feel that at the same time that we are willing to understand and meet our own feelings in presence, that we are already safe and our needs are already met and we are cared for. We forgive everything more easily when we feel first that we are loved and carried. From page 48 and 49 of The Hidden Value of Not Knowing. Instead of using what we know to understand how our lives are woven together and for what purpose, we can abandon our own need for understanding. In the absence of knowing what to do, our personal costume is removed, and we find that we are again wrapped fully in the warmth of that ever-present grace. When there is enough trust to remove our personal costume and reveal our naked presence, we find that we have always been encompassed by this fabric. Its warmth and weight is a daily and practical fact. It is the mistakes and mistrust of the mind that create the fear of being left out in the cold. And if there is not enough trust to let go, then we are ever assisted in removing more of our worn-out clothing. Pain can reveal the incomprehensible synchronicity within all of our greatest challenges. But instead of waiting to remove every shred of doubt, we can directly reach out and touch the pain and suffering in this moment to find what it is made of. We will begin to discern that even our most difficult experiences are woven together with loving threads. One time, I needed a pain medication and found that the doctor I had come to see would not prescribe it. Instead of acknowledging my experience of extreme pain, she looked down at her notes and followed the instructions from the mind and not from the heart. When she would not prescribe the medication, I found myself filled with unexplainable feelings of rage and despair. How could I forgive a doctor who would let her patient walk out of the office without the means for even temporary pain relief? I did not see love or care, and I felt I was facing the unbearable alone. I felt that it was justified that she should prescribe me the relief that I needed. And when she didn't, I expressed a perfectly normal human reaction. I began crying hysterically. But even in the midst of these intense emotions and the perceived injustice of not having my needs met, there was a deeper awareness, and this deeper awareness is never suffering the feelings or the circumstances. God's footsteps walk along the path of inner ease, even in the midst of outer pain or turmoil. And I could feel inside that no matter how justified it might be, needing this doctor to meet my physical or emotional needs did not bring me peace or ease. In fact, it brought me great sadness to see how disturbed this doctor became as she frantically wrote out the prescription and left the room in a hurry. I could see that the doctor had prescribed the medication I needed because I had yelled and screamed, but I longed to see if there was a deeper truth to these circumstances, a deeper truth that matched the inner sense of true peace and ease. I did not have to wait long. As soon as I arrived home, I received a phone call from my father. When he asked how my day had been, I told him this story, and he acknowledged that it sounded unfair. Then he said that he remembered that he still had some pain medication left over from his recent surgery. He would have sent it to me if I needed it in my hour of greatest need. In the end, the path to forgiveness is a path of both love and surrender, and also of clear seeing and great understanding. The Tao Te Ching says, "The Tao gives birth to all beings, nourishes them, maintains them, cares for them, comforts them, protects them, takes them back to itself, creating without possessing, acting without expecting, guiding without interfering. That is why love of the Tao is the very nature of things." Jesus says something very similar in the Sermon on the Mount. "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Many of us have not learned to trust in life and love. We make many decisions only with logic and reason, and respond to life as what we see, as fact and form. God never judges our decisions or our circumstances, but we can choose at any moment to see first from inside the kingdom of heaven, to find God at the root of your own being is the only one that cannot be seen, but that has never left you, is the source and seed of true peace and ease, where we naturally begin to see true care, find true love, and express a natural forgiveness for ourselves and others. The Tao Te Ching says, "See the world as yourself. Have faith in the way things are. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things." Ramana Maharshi once said that the end of the path of knowledge is to know the truth that the I is not different from the Lord, and to be free from the feeling of being the doer of activities. Jesus once said, "I and my Father are one." The Tao Te Ching says, "Just realize where you come from." This is the essence of wisdom. God does not care about right or wrong, yet He is always taking care. God cares that we find unconditional love and know eternal ease. He loves that you see His face more clearly as your own. He is the ease in the midst of distress, and the fairness in the midst of injustice. He does not need. Real love does not need. It is much deeper than caring. Don't worry so much about caring. Caring can come and go. But what is it about you that can never come and never goes? Seek first the unchanging source within you, the true kingdom of heaven inside, and all of love and care will be revealed from within and without. Seek first to know who is at the source of your own self, and see if anything but God's silent presence exists here. We do not need to become more loving people. We only need to find the love inside that is the constant truth of our being. God's love is earlier and more stable than any human feeling can ever be. He never judges our human feelings. He already knows if we care or don't care, and He doesn't really care about that. He cares that you see Him clearly and feel how He always carries you. This unchanging source of love is the one who sets you free to love others unconditionally, because first you already know that you are held always within God's loving embrace. The doorway to His embrace is here already. He is the one who can never leave you. He is literally the only one who never leaves. We may choose to take just this one question very earnestly. What is it about you that can truly never leave? God does not ask that we change. He does not need perfection. He asks you to be as you are. Be as you are in your personality. Be as you are with your feelings, with the mind. Be as you are in your body. But most importantly, be as you are, as the one who never leaves. Be simply as you are already, the only one beyond both waking and sleeping, the one you always already see from now. Be as one with His vision. See as what never fails and never needs, the true vision that never goes out, even as the lights of consciousness are failing. I love you so much. God bless you.